Have you ever wished you could just get a complete do-over? I mean, not just changing a habit, but a real fundamental transformation from the inside out. Well, today we're going to dig into this short but incredibly powerful promise from the ancient prophet Ezekiel, a promise that talks about exactly that, getting a new heart.
And this question, really, it gets right to the point. We're not just talking about changing your mind about something or even your daily routine. No. Imagine if your very nature, your core emotional self, your moral compass could be totally renewed. It's a wild concept, and it is the central promise of the text we're looking at.
So this promise unfolds in what you could almost call three dramatic acts. And let's be clear, this isn't about small tweaks or some gradual self-improvement plan. What's being described here is a complete internal reset, a total spiritual overhaul, and it's given as a gift.
It all kicks off with this really powerful image of cleansing. But this is way more than just a surface-level wash. In the ancient world, using water for purification was deeply symbolic. So this metaphor, sprinkling clean water, it signifies this deep internal cleaning, which is the absolute essential first step for everything that's about to come next.
Okay, so this first phase is all about prep work. You can think of it like clearing a construction site before you start building something new. This cleansing is about wiping the slate clean, removing all the stuff inside that contaminates or messes things up.
And the text gets super specific here. It says the cleansing is from all your impurities. So think moral screw-ups, those bad habits that are just so hard to break. But then it adds all your idols. Now back then, idols were actual physical things people worshipped. For us today, though, an idol can be anything we give our ultimate loyalty to, anything that takes that #1 spot in our lives. So this is a really comprehensive two-part purification.
All right, so after the cleansing, we get to the most shocking part of the whole promise. This isn't just a repair job. The text describes a full-on transplant, and this is, without a doubt, the most powerful metaphor in the entire passage.
The contrast it paints is just so stark. A heart of stone is exactly what it sounds like. It's hard, it's cold, it's lifeless. It doesn't respond to guidance or to empathy or really to life itself. But in its place, a heart of flesh is promised, one that's soft, alive, and receptive. It can feel, it can respond, it can be moved. This is the absolute core of the change, a fundamental shift in our very ability to connect with the world.
And the process itself? It's described as being so decisive and direct. It's not about slowly trying to sand down the stone or make it a little softer. Nope, it's a two-step procedure, a complete removal and a complete replacement. One heart comes out, and a totally new one is put in. This is a radical, definitive surgical action. But the transformation doesn't even end with the transplant. This new heart is then, get this, animated by a new power source, like an internal guide. This is the final, empowering piece of this incredible three-part promise.
And the result of this is, well, it's profound. The new spirit inside doesn't just suggest a better path, it literally moves a person to follow it. The whole act of following a moral code shifts from being this external, heavy chore to an internal, natural impulse.
I mean, this is describing a huge psychological shift. Just imagine the difference between forcing yourself to do something you hate versus joyfully doing something you absolutely love. This promise is about turning obedience from a struggle against your nature into an expression of your new nature. Your want to finally lines up with your should do.
So why is this ancient idea of a spiritual heart transplant stuck around for thousands of years? I think it's because it speaks to such a universal human feeling, that feeling of being stuck, of being unable to change, and that deep, deep hope for a genuine second chance, not just to act better, but to actually be better.
So, let's just do a quick recap of this whole transformation journey. First, it starts with a cleansing, which gives you a totally fresh start. Then, it moves to a transplant, creating a brand new ability to feel and respond. And finally, it ends with empowerment, basically installing a new internal compass to guide you.
This ancient promise really leaves us with a question for our world today, doesn't it? In an age of just constant technological, social, and personal change, what does this metaphor of getting a new heart even mean for us? What would it look like to have a heart that is truly alive, receptive, and guided from within? That's definitely something to think about. Thanks so much for joining me.